All right, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if the audio is good. We're just getting in here right now. So in the comments, make sure you let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me, if the audio is going well. We are back. We had to take a week off. I was gone. We are back now. We've got the Camp David hat on. We've also got a new addition to the background, some Pano night vision that I'm very excited about. We're going to have the full build up later this week, helmet and everything. If you guys have questions about that, I'd love to get into it. Let me know where you're watching from. Make sure you like the video. We've got to get the truth out there. People are trying to censor us. They're trying to stop us from getting the truth out there. So make sure you like the video and make sure you are subscribed to the page. And you guys know the deal. All super chats obviously get answered. So if you got a question and you want to get it answered, you know the deal. Super chats. Let's see a lot of American flags in the comments. We're going to give everyone a moment to roll in here. We're going to be talking obviously about Iran. Some bombshell information released today. And I'm able to add some more information that is not out there at a high level about the Iranian assassination attempt in Turkey against President Donald Trump. We're going to be breaking it all down, including the decoy plane, how this works, if we've done it before, and things of that nature. But we're going to let everyone get the opportunity to roll in. We're already up to 1,500 concurrents. Smash that like button. We've got our snipers in the moderator chat right now, making sure that the chat stays the way we want it to stay. And I always say the rules for the chat right off the top. We are a pro free speech channel. You can disagree with me all you want. You can think I'm an idiot. You can hate me. That's fine. That's allowed. I want to see debates. I want to see arguments. I want to see the exchange of different ideas. What is not going to be allowed in the chat, and this is what the moderators are looking for, is anybody who is threatening. If they are threatening, we're going to screenshot it, we're going to mark it down, and it's going straight to the feds. And trust me, they are committed to finding the people who were issuing the previous threats. We're not going to let anyone get away with it. They'll be getting a visit from the FBI, and that visit will end with them in handcuffs, especially over, I'm not going to let Iran threaten me. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to let Iran terrify me into not speaking the truth. They're either going to get me or they're not, but we're not going to let threats fly. Number two, if you spam the same thing a billion times in the chat, you're going to get put in a timeout until you get your behavior figured out, and then you're welcome back in. So the moderators know the rules. They've done an amazing job enforcing it. So right here, we've already got a couple chats. We got I Was Bane for $2. Was your wife on the decoy plane? I don't think she was. No, she was not. She was not. I will text to confirm that. Let me make sure. She's actually sitting in the other room. Maybe I'll just bring her in here. No, she was not on the decoy plane. She travels all the time for work, so I always constantly have to remember where she is at any given time. My wife was not on the decoy plane, was not in that region at the time that happened. So she was not able to be there, although I'm sure she would have loved to have. I'm sure my wife would have loved to have been on that trip, but obviously was not. So we're going to give everyone another minute to roll in here. And we got another super chat from Slugworth, 8111 for $10. Thank you very much, Slugworth, saying, welcome back, David, 07. Thank you very much for welcoming me back. Thank you very much for the super chat. And guess what? Let me say this real quick. You're going to see me sweat again tonight. HVAC is still not fixed. We had the HVAC people come out here. This was absolutely insane. They said, yep, we're good to go. We're ready to fix it. We got all the parts ordered in. They're in from the warehouse. They show up. They're in my place for 5 minutes, and they're like, sorry, never mind. We brought the wrong parts. We have to go back and order entirely new parts. So it's 94 degrees outside. And you know what? If men and women overseas can keep it up, we'll sit here and sweat all day long. So there you go. Here we go. Last thing. I'll show you these real quick. So I just got these. They showed up today. We got We got the nods. And there'll be a full helmet build that you'll start seeing in the background, hopefully tomorrow or Thursday at the latest. Let me know in the comments. I got to make sure it doesn't reflect. We're going to start with our first poll of the night. We'll do a poll right now. All right, we got our first poll. Do you like the nods in the background? All right, we've given everyone more than enough time. Let's see those American flags. Let's see where you're from. And right here. So now I'm going to get into it. I'm going to put this up on the screen for you all first and foremost. So Trump took secret flight from Turkey amid Iranian threats. So for those of you who might not have followed this story, Iran had an assassination plot to blow Air Force One out of the sky. Now, a lot of people have asked, what is it going to take for us to use nukes against Iran? When are we going to drop the big one? When are we going to push this all the way? Well, if they assassinate the leader of the United States of America, I guarantee you in response, we will use nukes. Fortunately, that did not happen. We are all praying that that never happens. But he had to go to Turkey for a NATO summit. On very short notice, it was announced that he was going to switch from the new Air Force One to the old Air Force One. And that's kind of what happened, and that's all anyone knew, and then it all went away. Well, now on August 11th today, we are actually learning that is not exactly how it unfolded. What we are learning today is that he was never on Air Force One, the old or the new one, at all. Instead, if we scroll down here, and this has been confirmed to be 100% accurate, it says an Iranian assassination threat against President Donald Trump prompted an extraordinary operation last month in which he flew secretly from Turkey on an alternate military aircraft while the White House said he was aboard Air Force One, the Post has learned. The clandestine mission, which has not been reported previously, was carried out unbeknownst to journalists and some White House staff members who believed they were on the same plane as the president. So right there, nobody on the plane knew the president was off it other than maybe just a couple people. Just a couple people knew he was not on the plane. Everyone else, the journalists, the staffers, much of the Secret Service probably even included, the pilots, the military aides, other than the guy with the football, the guy with the nuke codes would have gone with Trump into the secondary plane. Nobody knew. So now if we scroll down here, it says, I'm going to highlight this. It says, in Ankara, Trump boarded the old Air Force One jumbo jet in view of television cameras. He was then secretly shuttled minutes later to a smaller plane, an Air Force C-32A, via an airport catering truck, typically used to load meals and other supplies pre-flight, according to the U.S. official and corroborating material reviewed by the Post. That made Air Force One a decoy with the media and White House staff aboard. Trump had been in Ankara for the NATO summit with world leaders. The operation occurred a night after U.S. forces renewed military strikes on Iran. And then right here, the maneuver meant that Trump's actual location was concealed from the American public and many senior U.S. officials. Even the highest people in the government did not know where Trump was. Weeks later, it remains unclear how widely the administration had disclosed the operation. So what does this all mean? What does this mean? So I'm going to pull this off the screen as we talk about this, and I see you guys getting active in the chats. I can see the super chats coming in. We're going to get to all of it. What this means, in no uncertain terms, is that the Secret Service believed that whatever threat the Iranians had, we now know the threat was they were going to shoot down Air Force One, was so serious and so legitimate, the decision was made to pull Trump off of the regular Air Force One, or in this situation, the old Air Force One, or the new one, put him on the old one, because they were that serious about Iran shooting the plane out of the sky or hitting it on takeoff. Now, some people have asked, well, how would they have shot it down? How would they have been able to shoot down Air Force One? Because their ballistic missiles would take time to get there. We would know they were coming. They would be able to get Trump away from the plane, right? They'd be able to get him out of the strike range. Their surface-to-air missiles, their air defense systems, their S-300s, S-400s, things of that nature. don't have the range to go from Iran into Turkey. Here's how the Iranians were going to do it. And I don't know if anyone's discussed this. I don't know if this has been talked about at length. I'm not saying anything that I think is not you couldn't find out through open sources. They would have done it with agents in Turkey on the ground using shoulder-fired missiles. Now, it's a one-time use thing because as soon as you fire those missiles, those shoulder-fired missiles, which is how they got our F-15 back in April that they shot down, we're going to melt you. We're going to find those firing locations, and fighter jets are going to melt your location. But if you get enough of them off, you always have what they call the golden BB chance to get a shot through. So the decision was made by the Secret Service. We are not going to put him on Air Force One. We are going to pull him from Air Force One, and we're going to put him on a military plane. And actually, crazy enough, this, I'll put it on the screen. There's actually, I believe, and I want to make sure this is correct, right here, I'm going to get it up. This is the photo of the plane Trump was actually on. The one you see right there in the middle, not that one right there. That was the plane Trump allegedly was on to avoid the Iranian threat. Nobody knew. There were multiple planes going off. So let's talk about this. And I see all the super chats coming in. I will get to them for sure. This is not a new thing. And this is where things get very dicey. And I have to be very careful about what I say here. It was reported today that Clinton had previously done that. They were acting like that information had only just been public. I had heard about that years ago. Clinton on a trip to Pakistan, they did this same thing. They brought him up on Air Force One, then they snuck him off Air Force One when the media couldn't see him, and they put him on a totally different plane and flew him out of there. I can also tell you, and I have to keep the details here very broad, this also happened at least once when George W. Bush was president. I'm not going to tell you the country it happened in. I'm not going to tell you all the individuals that were on the plane, but I can tell you I know for a fact that this happened when George W. Bush was president. And when Bush was president and they did this, there was another wrinkle thrown in. They actually flew into the airfield, which was in a mountainous region. That's all I'm going to say. A shitload, excuse my language, but slipped out, of military cargo planes. And then they took them off in all different directions at the same time. One plane was carrying the actual people being protected, and the main plane everyone thought they were on was not even there at all. So that has happened in the past, and it is not uncommon. It's rare for sure, but it's not uncommon. So we're going to do a new poll now. 90% of you voting that you like the night vision. So we're going to do a new poll. Give me 1 second to get it set up. Do you support the Secret Service's decision? So we got a new poll up. And this is another point I want to make. And then we're going to hit some of these super chats. Iran is literally trying to kill the leader of the United States of America. Fortunately, they have not succeeded. They have failed in that endeavor. They've wanted to kill him since Trump killed Soleimani in his first term. This is a prime example of why these people cannot be negotiated with. They are literally, the IRGC is literally trying to shoot down Air Force One, which would not just kill President Trump, it would kill everybody on board. The staffers, the Secret Service, the flight crew, all the journalists. You know, my wife is on Air Force One regularly. Her life could be in danger now as well, on top of mine, from the Iranians. This is who these people are. So when people say, why do we have to finish the job? Why can we not let these guys win? Well, they are quite literally trying to kill the president of the United States. And if they succeed in that endeavor, the use of nukes is going to happen. And Trump has made it clear in the past that if he is killed by Iran, he has left orders behind to wipe out the entire country. Now, another wrinkle with that. those orders don't actually mean anything, right? The president, if he is killed, cannot order anything at that point. The only person who could would be the vice president, who then is immediately sworn in as president. But this shows the gravity of the situation. They want Trump dead. They want Vance dead. They want Hegseth dead. They want Rubio dead. They want the Israeli leadership dead. They want many other members of the media dead as well. We are dealing with a barbaric, animalistic regime, and that is why taking the foot off the gas makes no sense to me at all. And I'm sure many of you feel that way. 94% of you are voting that you do support the Secret Service's decision to take him off the plane. So 94% of you are voting you support the decision to take him off the plane. All right, we're going to bang out some super chats here. We got $5 from C2C Empire. I love your hard work. I get all my updates from you. Would love to be a mod for you. I watch every episode from start to finish, start to end. Much love and hugs for Dusty. Dusty will be brought in later. He'll make his nightly appearance. Don't worry about that. Dusty will be here. Thank you very much. We're good on mods right now, but I am keeping a list in case some mods have to leave or they just can't do it anymore, and we need more mods. We will open the door up to more people. Right now, the moderation team has been outstanding, and I thank them, but thank you as well. I'll keep your name in mind for the next time someone drops out and we need a new person. We got JD Heel Fan. I would have put President Trump in a fighter jet and flown him out of there. Not a bad idea, but Trump's 80 years old. Could you imagine Donald Trump in an F-22? Or is an F-22, is that a one-seater, right? How many, let me look. Is it a one or a two-seater? It's a single seat. So I guess they could put him in an F-18. Could you imagine Trump riding in the back of an F-18 as its break speed neck out of there? It would make for a funny image, but we have to protect our commander-in-chief. I don't care who the president is. You guys know my political leanings. I try to keep my political opinions to a minimum, although I do share them sometimes so that we can focus on the news. But you guys know my political leanings. I don't care who the president is. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Obama, George Bush, Barack Obama, or the guy who lives down the street somehow got elected president. The president of the United States and all of our leaders have to be protected. And if any country targets them, we have to respond with total and overwhelming military force. We have to send the message to any country that would try to kill our leaders. You might get one of our guys. We're going to get all of your guys. You might get one of our leaders. You won't have any leaders left when we're done. And if you send that message, if you set that tone, then you're sending the message that, hey, guess what? We're not playing games here. We are not messing around. Hold on. I got to check something. I got some information coming in here real quick. Hang tight with me. Hang tight. And for everyone just joining the video, please, please, please hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to the page. Right now, we've got 3,800 viewers and only 1,200 likes. I know we can pump those numbers up. Thank you very much for the super chat. We got Brandon Matlock. It's about time we finish messing around. It's time to bring down the IRGC 100%. Thanks for their hard work, David. God bless our troops and God bless our country. We'll raise a cheers to the troops. God bless the USA. God bless all the men and women who are fighting overseas, holding the line against our enemies. We've got Paul Moody for $10. David, Trump said that Iranian-held money was going to cover the cost of ships bombed by Iran. Is that still true in play? Too many stories. I think that is still the plan. I believe that is still the plan. In fact, you know what? That is a good opportunity to show some comments from President Donald Trump. Let me pull these up. Of course, this is a rapidly developing situation. This is a rapidly developing moment in time. I'm going to try to get this up for you all. Give me one moment. I'm going to get it on the screen. So President Trump was asked about the Strait of Hormuz, was asked about a lot of things, and this is what he had to say. Let me know if you can still hear it well.
Can you give us an estimate of when you think the Strait of Hormuz will be?
Well, it's open now. We're taking a lot of shit. It's open now. Look, The only one that has control of the Strait of Hormuz right now is the United States Navy. We have a blockade that's been infallible. It's a steel wall, and we let people in that we want to let in, and those people come in, and they've been coming in and they're going out. So it's actually open now. We do not let them go into Iran. They're not admitted into the Strait to go to Iran, but it's open for others. Now, a little bit complex because they will, on occasion, drop a mine, and we find the mines. You know, we've mine swept the entire strait, as you probably maybe heard, maybe you didn't hear, but we control the strait 100%. Now, can they make trouble? Yeah, they can make trouble, but they're broke. They have no money. You know, Iran is broke, totally broke, and they're not paying their soldiers. They have inflation of 300% as of last night. I heard 309%. So we'll see what happens. But they've been bad for, they say 47, it's actually 50 now. 47, they've been saying it for 3 years. But for 50 years, they've been the bully of the Middle East. What they've done is terrible. They've killed hundreds of thousands of people. They've killed people, they've wounded and maimed people with the legs, the arms, with the roadside bomb is their bomb. They're very proud of it. And now they're paying a price. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Calling Chairman Bush occasionally when you talk about
No, actually.
So that is President Trump talking about how Iran is going broke and the money. He said in another interview that we control all the money. We're the banker. And there is actually, I've been critical of Trump many times over the ceasefires, over the pausing and fighting. But he is correct. I'll pull this off the screen right now. He is correct that we control the money. We have all their money. We have all their frozen money. We have all the assets locked up, ready to go. So to answer, that's a long way of me answering your question. Do I think that money is still going to pay for it? Absolutely. Absolutely. And while we're talking about that, it's a good reminder. We just bombed another ship today, which I made a video about earlier today. I'm going to pull up the official CENTCOM announcement. I'll put it on the screen for y'all. So let me get this up. This is from U.S. Central Command. Earlier today, CENTCOM forces disabled the steering gear of the Panama-flagged MV Villanova as the cargo vessel attempted to transit the Gulf of Oman and violate the U.S. blockade against Iran by sailing towards an Iranian port. A U.S. Navy MH-60 helicopter fired 2 Hellfire missiles into the Villanova's engine room after the ship's civilian crew ignored repeated warnings from American forces. The ship is no longer transiting to Iran in violation of the U.S. blockade. As of August 11th, 55 ships have turned around, 3 have been bombed, and 2 have been boarded. So we are still bombing ships, and we should bomb a lot more. We should hit them wherever they are. Wow, we got $50, huge super chat from Anthony Ang 31, I believe is what it is. Just want to say thank you for your reporting between you and Matt T. I stay up to date, all war and current events around the world. Keep up the great work. God bless our troops and God bless America. Absolutely. God bless our troops. God bless America. Thank you very much for the massive super chat. That is absolutely huge. You guys are the best audience on all of YouTube. And I love the fact you all come in here to take time with me on your, out of your busy lives. So thank you very much for the huge, huge super chat. That is awesome. We got JK7700. So if the IRGC didn't know that Trump wasn't on Air Force One, then why weren't the missiles fired? Do we have a mole on Air Force One? Well, the fact of the matter is, and I don't know, and when I don't know something, I always say, I don't know. I can give you an assessment and give you an intelligence assessment of the situation. The Iranians might never have been able to get in a firing position. We know they had a plan. We know they tried to execute that plan, but we took precautions around the whole area. The base he was at was locked down. We had fighter jets in the air. We had drones. We had everything. The Iranians might have made the call ultimately. We can't get close enough. We cannot get in range of our missiles. So we're not going to make an attempt at it because, again, it is a one-time use thing. So I believe that it is likely the Iranians just did a cost risk analysis and made the determination that they were not able to get a good shot, and so they weren't going to waste it yet. But this threat is going to remain. Trump now has to golf with air defense systems around him. That is how serious the threat on his life is from the Iranian regime. He can't go to the golf course without highly sophisticated air defense systems being put on the golf course around him. I saw some photos from Bedminster. My wife was actually just at Bedminster with Trump, and he literally has some of the most advanced air defense systems in the world that travel the course with him in case Iran or someone from Iran got into the U.S. and wanted to shoot a missile at him. So the Secret Service is taking this incredibly seriously. I don't think there's a mole. The security background checks for everyone who gets on Air Force One are insane. Speaking of which, that reminds me, I do need to rewatch the movie Air Force One. My good buddy and his fiance just watched it together. She had never seen it before. And even she, I think, if I remember correctly, really liked it. Air Force One, all-time great movie. All right, we've got Storm and Norman 88 for $10. Welcome back. Starting to get frustrated. Also, guys, let me know what you think of my Camp David hat. I've only worn it in a couple videos. Let me know if you like it. Welcome back. Starting to get frustrated. We've been letting them do whatever they want for the past 2 weeks. What is Trump waiting for? I know we're building up forces, but for what? Thoughts? I'm frustrated too. I think most people watching this are frustrated because we don't fundamentally understand what the plan is in totality. We are moving supplies in around the clock. We are moving air defenses systems in around the clock. We are moving in munitions around the clock. I think, quite frankly, they are, my assessment, again, my assessment of the situation is we all know this is going to turn back on, and it's going to turn back on in a big, big way. And we control, the United States is the military's world superpower. We control the tempo of how it's going to go. So I think that we are waiting until everything is in place. And that could be another month. It could be 6 weeks. It also depends on Israel. We need Israel to get up and get in the fight. And I just saw their finance, I believe it was their finance minister or maybe their defense minister, made a comment not that long ago that Israel doesn't actually want to get involved in this and they're fine with letting America handle it from here. Not an option. Not an option. Not only should Israel get involved, if we have to do ground operations, which seems like the only way to get the highly enriched uranium, the first troops who should be hitting the beaches on those islands should be Israeli troops because they have much more to gain than we do. The risk is much greater to them. Iran's missiles cannot hit the United States of America. They can absolutely hit Israel. They've hit Israel a ton of times, right? Last summer, this summer, during the 39 days of fighting, when the war was at its peak. So I'd like to see Israel go in with their ground troops first, and then we'll back them up and we'll control the air. But, you know, they got to have a lot of skin in the game. So, yeah, we'll do a poll right now. 92% of you voted that you supported the Secret Service decision. We're going to do a new poll. Are you frustrated with the handling of the war? So I just did a new poll. Make sure you get in the poll and vote, and make sure you're liking the video and you are subscribed. We're up to 1,900 likes. We got more than double that live viewers. So like the video. All right, we got I was banned. Is it supposed to be I was banned? But use Karg Island's oil to replenish U.S. reserves at no cost, turning Iran's own resources into leverage while strengthening American energy security. Not a bad idea. It's a creative idea. Taking Karg Island, the biggest problem is not taking the island itself. We can take Karg Island, no problem. No problem whatsoever. If we want Karg Island, we will have Karg Island. It's holding Karg Island where things are going to get real, real dicey because they are going to be able to rain down missiles and drones on our troops on Karg Island, whether it's the Army Rangers, the Marines, the 82nd Airborne, the 73rd Airborne. They're going to be more or less sitting ducks on Karg Island. it is going to be absolutely brutal. Now, having said that, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm going to pull this up. I made a video about this a while ago. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. We know for a fact that Iran is moving its tanks to the border. Iran is moving its heavy armor. They've been doing it for about 10 days now. And I'm going to pull it up, make sure I got the right one. Give me 1 second. I got to get this pulled up for you. Here we go. One more moment, please. Stick with me. Stick with me. Sometimes we get into a situation and I got to go back to the files and pull up the old stuff. All right. One more second here and we will have it ready to go. I apologize for this. Okay, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got it. So, what do you see here on the screen? Iran has been moving its tanks to the border with Iraq. Up in that northern region, it's up in Iran's northern region, but it's in the Iraqi, right at the tip of the Persian. It's right at the tip of the Persian Gulf. Kuwait is obviously right on the other side of Iraq. They are mobilizing on their border. Why are they doing this? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, they think the U.S. invasion or some ground incursion to either take that part of Iran or push into Karg Island is going to come from Iraq. Option number two, and the Iranians have talked about this, they want to push into Kuwait and kidnap all the American soldiers who are there and hold them hostage. Well, I'm here to tell the Iranians, if you do that, if you attack a U.S. base in Kuwait to take Americans hostage, number one, we'll see you coming from literally hundreds of miles away. The A-10s will feast. They will shred your tanks, shred them, and any Iranians that survive and make it to the base will be cut down with machine gun fire before they even knew what hit them. So I would encourage Iran to think long and hard about whether or not this is a good idea. I would say it is not, but Iran's going to have to make their own decisions. They're going to have to decide what they want to do. But Iran is moving their tanks, and whenever tanks are on the move, you're forced to pay attention. You don't have a choice. Hold on, I'm getting information in on my phone. Okay. Not something I can repeat at this moment. Seems like you guys, we'll do so 85% of you are voting you are frustrated. We're going to do another poll. A fun one. All right. Do you like the Camp David hat? We got a ton of super chats coming in. I'm going to try to bang these out. All right. I like the night vision you have on the shelf. Can we start a poll on getting a picture of you with Dusty on the back as well? We'll do it. So for those of you just joining, we're going to do a full build. You guys can see me. Do you guys want to, I wonder if I can, hold on 1 second. I don't think I can. I was like, maybe I'll clip it to the front of my hat and we can look around. What do you think? I think they look cool as hell. I think the night vision is sick. I got to figure something out though. But yeah, the helmet shows up tomorrow and then we're going to deck the helmet out and put it in the background. Thank you very much. So you want to get a picture of me and Dusty together. The problem with putting pictures up is if it's in a glass, if there's glass covering the picture, it reflects back on the camera and you guys will have your eyes burned out. You guys will have your eyes burned out. So I don't know if I want to really do that, but we'll figure out a way. All right, next up, give me a second. All right, David, this is Eddie Baker for $10. David, I was in high school in 79. I wish we would have taken them out then. I was pissed that we did not. Need to get this done. I'm 63 years old, and I would join again if I could. God bless the USA. And that's a great point, Eddie. We should have ended this when they took our embassy. When they took our embassy, we had all the justification in the world, to knock them on their butt and to militarily obliterate the Ayatollah, the mullahs, and the whole regime. They invaded our embassy. They took our citizens hostage. And we would have been more than justified in going in and punching them in the face. And if we had done it back then in 79, we wouldn't have the problems that we have right now. So I agree with you. And that's awesome that you're watching the show. That's awesome that you're getting in the super chats. Thank you very much, Eddie. We need to get this done. We got Bob Windham for $5. No message attached. Thank you very much, Bob. We've got, couldn't they use a stealth vehicle in front of and behind Air Force One to make it less visible? The chairman, $9.99. But remember, the shooters, the Iranian shooters, were going to be on the ground in the immediate area with shoulder-fired missiles. So they would have been able, as long as you can see with your own eyes the plane, stealth is irrelevant. It wasn't going to be a long-range shoot where they were using like an S-400 or something. They were going to be right there by the planes. And if you can get within visual range, you're going to be able to get your shot off. And so that wouldn't have made, stealth planes wouldn't have made a difference, unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it. All right, we've got Drew Klein. One thing keeping the Lebanese government from disarming Hezbollah's weak weaponry and equipment, is it worth reconsidering Israel's QME? Can we trust Lebanon? Well, the government of Lebanon, the actual real government of Lebanon, not Hezbollah, is backed by the United States of America. Remember, 1/3 of Lebanon is Christian, and it is a historic Christian population, an ancient Christian population. The actual elected government, the real leaders of Lebanon, are not crazy. Lebanon is a beautiful country before Hezbollah got involved and ruined it for pretty much everybody. It's a historic country. It's a beautiful country. It's right on the water. It's ethnically diverse. It's all that stuff. Well, then Hezbollah came along, and obviously we all know how that ended for everyone involved. So if we need to give some weapons to the actual Lebanese military, and I know a guy who got rescued by Lebanese special forces, an American who got saved by Lebanese special forces in Syria during Bashar al-Assad's reign. Bashar al-Assad, by the way, got sentenced to death today in court, but that's never going to get carried out because he's enjoying the high life in Moscow, right? So if the Lebanese government needs help to get rid of Hezbollah, I'm all for it. I think that's a good idea. Is the audio working? I see some people saying the audio isn't working. Let me know if the audio is good. Let me know if the audio is good. I see some people saying they can't hear, but let me know if it is. All right, now people are saying the audio is good. Wow, we got a $50 super sticker from H. Benzdula 1640. Thank you very much. Huge. We've got David Webb gifted a membership. Thank you very much. You guys can find the membership link in the comments below, as well as I have just added a new email account there as well for any business-related reasons or anything like that. It is just hooksteadbusiness@gmail.com. It is also linked down there for anyone who wants to send me tips, screenshots of stuff you've seen or threats, whatever it might be. hooksteadbusiness@gmail.com. Also linked in the description box, and you can reach me there. All right, let's see what we got up next. Yeah, so join the membership. Everything helps, keeps the lights on around here. Everything this show earns goes right back into the show. We are going to try to add some more stuff to the set. We might be adding maybe a pistol. We might have a very special pistol that we put in the background of the set as well. So stay tuned. But the first big upgrade is we're going to get these mounted on a helmet, and we're going to have the helmet decked out. I'm thinking American flag patch on one side. We'll have all of it. So we are trying to upgrade the set so it looks as cool as possible for you guys, and you guys get the best product. And that's what the membership goes to pay for. All right, Fun Eagle 45, Soren 51. David, I'm a vet, served 23 years starting with Vietnam. I'm starting to put a knot in my stomach like Vietnam. We have the greatest military in the world. Water blockade is great, so why allow unidentified planes to land? Great question. Why is there one functional airport in Iran right now? Why is there one functional airport in the entire country of Iran? It doesn't make any sense. And it should not be allowed. And in fact, right now, I'm going to pull this up to tell you how crazy this situation is. I'm going to put this on the screen for you all because this is the perfect super chat to do it. Right now, as we are talking, what you see here on your screen is a plane from China coming in. A flight from China, dipping in and out of radar, and going to what appears to be this airport right here. This is coming from Guangzhou, China. Why? Why are we letting these planes land? Why are we letting these planes carrying who knows what, carrying unknown people? It's crazy to me that we're letting these planes land. Bomb the runways, bomb the control towers, bomb any airport infrastructure to stop these planes, which you're looking at right here, from coming in from Russia, China. Russia, just days ago, flew in nuclear scientists into the Bashir nuke facility. They landed, they got off, and they went to the nuke facility. Why? Why are we doing that? For what reason? For what purpose? Don't let those planes even have the opportunity to land. If there's no functional runways in the country, Russia and China will stop sending planes. In my mind, it is just that simple. So we will monitor the flights throughout the night to see who's getting supplies in. We got Kevin Stankiewicz. I believe is how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. Big fan of the show. Huge fan of the show. Are we waiting until the unpaid and hungry Artesh Iran National Army turn, flip, and fight the IRGC Islamic Jihadist terrorist militia coup d'etat government in Iran, then airdrop them arms? That's a great, great question. So right now, the IRGC, we are trying to economically choke them. We are trying to take all their money away. Why is that important? If you don't have money, you can't pay your troops. And troops who cannot be paid will eventually stop following orders, right? It's not an easy job. It's a dangerous job. No one wants to do it for free. So if they can't pay their troops, they can't pay their police, they can't pay their militias, all of those organizations will slowly but surely start crumbling. And that's when you can then move in with the ground forces or the Artesh. So for those of you who don't know, there's two armies, there's two militaries in Iran. You have the Artesh, which is not really the ideologically aligned, crazy Islamic group. They're just more of a regular state security kind of military. Think National Guard, a hybrid of National Guard and regular military. They're not they're not aligned with the insanity of the IRGC. But then you have the IRGC, which is in the hundreds of thousands. They have the best weapons in Iran. They have all the money. They control the missiles. They control the drones. And what will happen if they fight? What will happen if those two fight? Well, if we give air cover to the Artesh, there is probably a really good chance they can win, but they're going to need air cover. They're going to need air cover in order to make sure their movements they're able to take ground and keep ground. So we could very well be waiting for that. It's a great question. Once the money runs out, we're going to find out who's loyal and who's not. Hold on, I got to fix my hat. All right, here we go. We got Chris for $20. One day ago, retired Colonel Douglas McGregor said on YouTube, Iran confirmed they have an operational nuke. Could this be why there's no military action? The rhetoric between the U.S. and Iran has changed and Israel is silent. If they actually had first off, be very careful who you listen to online. Your mainstream media, 99% of it, complete BS. Then you have clowns on social media, left wing and right wing. I'm an equal opportunity for calling these people out. Doug McGregor is, and I've personally met him and discussed these matters with him, is one of the least educated and least impressive individuals on any of these subjects. Yes, he was in the Army for a long time and by all accounts had a great service record. I don't know what happened to the guy. He's an idiot. There's no way, there's really no other way for me. Everything he does is against America. He never believes America is ever going to win. I've heard him made ridiculous claims. Iran does not have it. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of McGregor. If you think he is worth listening to or not, because I personally think he's an idiot. I think they are an idiot, or he's an idiot. And if Iran had a functional nuke, they would let the whole world know. And the fact they have not tells us that is probably almost certainly Douglas McGregor not having any idea what he's talking about, which is pretty on par for Douglas McGregor. So I don't know if you're a Douglas McGregor fan. I'm not trying to call you out or anything, but he is an idiot. There's just no way around it. There's absolutely no way around it. All right, we got Jayu American Wagyu, huge supporter of the show, huge supporter of the show. Thank you very much. $20, no message attached. And then right here, we got Bob Wyndham, 7601 for a $5 super sticker as well. So thank you very, very, very much. So we have, I'm just trying to see the information we have coming in. Hang tight. All right, hang tight. It might be time for Dusty. Let's see if we can bring Dusty in for his regular appearance. This is generally about when he does it. Hold on one second for me. We're going to do another poll. Let me get a new poll going for y'all. Give me one moment. All right, we got a new poll. How do you think this is going to end? USA victory, Iran victory, or will it be a draw? Yeah, I see some of you all talking about Scott Ritter, I believe is his name. Is that his name? Yeah, if you want to know anything about Scott Ritter, just go look up his Wikipedia page. See why he disappeared from society for a few years. I can't even talk about it on YouTube. The video will get taken down. So yeah, Scott Ritter, Douglas McGregor, Ian Carroll, they're all idiots. They're all absolute morons. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that's not the case. I come to you guys, and what do I always say? I'm going to tell you what I think you need to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you what the information is. You're all very smart people. You can then take that information and make any determination you want with it. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to pretend people are smart when they're not. They're all a clown show. That's what they are. And let's not pretend like that ain't the case. All right, I'm looking for more information as it is coming in. I can hear Dusty outside the door. So he must think it's about time to come in. Oh, here he comes. Hang tight 1 second. Dusty. Hey, do you want a treat? Dusty, what do you have to say to the viewers? Dusty. Should we see if Dusty likes the night? Should we see what Dusty looks like with the night vision? Oh, Dusty. Oh, he doesn't want to wear it. He's still got his American flag. We still got the American flag sash on. All right, Dusty. You got to say something to the viewers. Hey. All right, you want to go back and lay down? My wife's in the room, and he would prefer to be with her. Oh, there he goes. He's making a run for it. All right, so there's Dusty. There's Dusty's appearance. Dusty the dog. Keep your super chats coming. I can see them all coming in. We've got a lot to get into here. I'm looking for updates to see what we got going on as it is happening. But I want to know what you guys think. I mean, it seems like there is a lot of frustration. It seems like people are very, very upset. And I also made a video about this because people aren't really paying attention to this. But there is a situation developing. I'm going to put this on the screen about how Iran has started to use some of its more sophisticated weapons in the strikes that killed the U.S. troops in Jordan. Give me 1 second. So Iran is starting to break out a larger chunk of its arsenal. And right here, it says Iran is adapting its tactics to wear down U.S. air defenses and exploit dwindling interceptor stocks, according to a new report from the New York Times. During 5 days of attacks on U.S. bases in Jordan last month, Iran combined drones with maneuvering ballistic missiles to overwhelm defensive systems. On July 17th, one missile penetrated the defense at the base in Jordan, killing 3 U.S. soldiers and wounding more than 100. The scale of the expenditure is becoming increasingly important. The U.S. has fired now more than 1,500 Patriot interceptors and has fewer than 1,700 remaining, while producing only about 600 Patriots in all of 2025. On one day during the Jordan attacks, U.S. forces reportedly fired around 50 Patriots at roughly 4 million each. Iran has also demonstrated other adaptations. This is crazy. I made a video about this back in like May or June about how they used the drones to bring down our F-15 in part. It said, including using drones to provide targeting data that helped shoot down the U.S. F-15 in April, and expanding attacks through partners such as the Houthis to force U.S. forces to defend against threats from multiple directions. So they are right now, Iran is busting out their more advanced ballistic missiles, the ones that can maneuver. Once they're in the air, they can try to maneuver past our interceptors. We still get most of them. Our interceptors are still more than good enough to get most of them. But now the number that are starting to leak through goes up. Same exact problem Israel has. But Israel has it even worse because they have way fewer interceptors, and their interceptors are not as advanced as ours. So this is, frankly, something that is going to continue to be a major, major, major issue that we have to keep an eye on. We have to keep an eye on it. How many weapons do we got left? What are those weapons capable of? What are we going to use them for? All right, I'm going to get the next thing teed up for you right here. Give me a second. Give me 1 moment. It's playing through something. Stick with me. So yeah, guys, I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. I know we missed the live last week. I know that we missed it. All right, let me I'm going to get this. We got some super chats. We're going to bang out right now. We got Dave Sutz for $10. No message. Thank you very much, Dave. We got Jayu American Wagyu. Double Dusty Dog Daria. Bring on the dog. Go Herky. Well, we brought him on. Dusty, you all saw him. He was excited to get his treat, and then he was excited to go back and hang out with my wife instead of hanging out with me. We love that little rascal, but he definitely loves my wife. I almost said his wife. He loves my wife more than he loves me, and he likes sitting on the couch. Plus, it's pretty hot in the studio right now because, again, my HVAC's still not fixed. What a lovely situation that is. So I love the fact that you guys love Dusty. I love the fact that Dusty's become a major part of the show. He is the show's mascot, and we are grateful to have him here, and we are grateful that you guys all love Dusty as well. So I think that's pretty cool and really, really neat that you guys are as committed to Dusty as I am. Again, if you're just joining us, like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the page. We got to make sure the video gets enough likes. We got to make sure you all are subscribed to the page. All right. JWalk38 should have taken out all logistical assets and heavy equipment after using cheaper munitions, so they are left with shovels. No negotiating with the terrorists. Well, remember, about a month ago, we did bomb some bridges and rail lines. We took out 2 power plants, and then we just kind of stopped. We had our foot on their throat again. We've had our foot on their throat many times. Give me a moment. We've had our foot on their throat many times. And instead of just finishing the job, we're now in a doom loop where it's 2 weeks of fighting, then 2 weeks of no fighting, then 2 weeks of fighting, then 2 weeks of no fighting. And so we just need to win it and come home. But yeah, your strategy would be a good one for sure. We have a new member, Gary Hall. Thank you very much for joining the membership. Thank you very much. Every bit counts. So that is awesome. We've got David Webb back for $20. In your opinion, are the U.S. troops eager to go in and finish this? I never want to risk their lives on scum like IRGC, but from my cousin over there, they are ready. Prayers for our troops and God bless them. I will speak for people I know personally that are involved, that are in the military, and I've asked them that exact question. And I will tell you without fail, they all say, take the chains off, let us go loose, and let us crush them. Let us go in and obliterate them. That is what they want to do. These are warriors. They're soldiers. They're highly disciplined. They're incredibly well trained. They are lethal. We have the best military on the planet, and we will never apologize for it. We have the best people on the planet in our military, and we will never apologize for it. And so our military, they're eager to get the job done. They don't like this ping pong back and forth. They don't like that. They don't like the tit for tat stuff. They want to go in. They want to go in hard. They want to just hammer them. And so in my opinion, every person I personally know wants to go in and see this happen. We got Fun Eagle 45, Soren 51. Dave, please explain why we are not shutting down Iran's airspace 100%. What am I missing? God bless our troops. We don't know the answer to that. We do not know the answer to that. That is the one question nobody has an answer to. And it's the one question we all want answers to. Because right now, I'll put it up on the screen for you. We have another mystery plane in the air at this very moment. And I'm going to put that up there for you all. Right here. We have an unknown flight that left from, let me see where it left from. That left from Mashhad, which is one of the bunker cities, and is now heading to an unknown location. Okay, well, who's on the plane? What weapons is it carrying? Dusty is also currently sitting outside the studio door, staring at the studio door, trying to get back in and get on camera. I tell you, you let this guy on camera one time, and now I guess he didn't want to hang out with my wife that bad. He's got a taste for the audience, and now he wants. But right here, that's the second one tonight. We had the plane from China, and now we've got this plane going to an unknown destination with no flight plan, carrying, we don't know. And it just reminds me that every time there's a pause in the fighting, without fail, what does Iran do? What does Iran do? They rearm, they move stuff around, they move supplies around, they move people around, they get people to different bunkers, bomb all the airports, hit the runways, crater the runways, crater command and control. Do not let a single plane in the air over Iran. It's completely unacceptable. It's completely unnecessary, and it has to be stopped. We will continue to monitor this flight as well. Hold on one second. I got to sneeze. Oh, I thought I had to sneeze, but all right. Same here. Janes Mills, 5621 for $10. Thank you very much. Why don't we close their airspace? I don't have a good answer for that. If I was president right now, if President Hookstead, and who knows, let me know in the live chat if you think President Hookstead someday might actually happen. If I was president right now, I would tell the U.S. military, take out all their air assets. We're instituting a no-fly zone. Not one plane will be airborne in the entire country of Iran. Until the war is over, not one plane will be airborne in the country of Iran. And if we did that, I think we actually would have a huge impact on what is going on. And I think that it would really, really slow down Iran's ability to rearm. Because remember, they're rearming with weapons for what purpose? To kill U.S. troops. That is what they want to do. They want to kill U.S. troops. Why are we giving them the opportunity to rearm? Hang tight. So no planes. Don't let them fly. We got Aaron Caps for $5. Do you think the USA is pushing propaganda that we are low on ammunition, which we definitely are not, to draw the Iranians out to F them up? Well, the U.S. government is not claiming that. Trump and others have made it clear we have plenty of weapons. Here's the problem, and this is what people do not understand. They think low munitions means we don't have anything. That could not be further than the truth. Our strategy is we are always ready to fight two wars and one small regional conflict at the same time. We keep stockpiles to fight two major wars at one time. So we have plenty of bombs. We obviously have less than we did 5 months ago, but we have plenty of bombs. It's the problem is our ability to replace what we have fired is not like it was in World War II. In World War II, we were building one bomber an hour. We were building one bomber every hour in this country. Now we can build, I think, about 50 Patriot missiles a month. We need to rebuild our industrial manufacturing, our industrial military manufacturing, so that we can rebuild the weapons as fast as possible and keep reloading the magazines. That's what we should be doing. And so, yeah, people who don't know what they're talking about always talk about, well, we don't have any missiles left. We got plenty of missiles. We don't have any bombs left. We got plenty of bombs. It's our ability to rebuild them, or build more of them, I should say, where things are not where I would be comfortable. If President Hookstead was in charge, I would go to all the defense manufacturers and I'd say, hey, I want more factories built, and we're going to ramp up production. We are going to ramp production up because, remember, guys, as bad as this Iran situation is, what's the big one coming? What's the big one? China. The war with China is going to happen between 2027 and 2032. That's what the U.S. military is planning for. That's not me making that up. That's not me speculating. The U.S. military every day projects the war with China starting in that time period. 2027, 2032, it will start over Taiwan. That's not that far away, guys. It's currently August of 2026. And if we're going to beat China, and I have the full confidence we can win that war, and we will win that war, we're going to need our manufacturing to be at a higher level. So it is a critically important thing to get done. How's the chat going? Are the mods doing a good job? Let me know if the chat, you guys know the rules. All right. Let's see what we got up next. We got Lyle Peterson, big fan of the show. Thank you, Lyle. I would like to see us take Carg, then offer free oil to any tanker willing to pull up. Yeah, so we talked about Carg a little earlier in the show. The problem is not taking Carg. We can take Carg. We could take it in a day. What happens next is what do we do when they start raining down ballistic missiles and drones on our troops that are on a small island with limited air defense, right? Taking Carg is the easy part. Holding Carg is the hard part. And if we take Carg, Iran might blow up the oil infrastructure anyways to stop what you just suggested, because they know we're going to take their oil then. And they might do what Saddam did in the first Gulf War. For those of you who might not remember, in the first Gulf War, Saddam burned the oil fields during the retreat. He burned his own oil infrastructure to stop us from having it. That's why when we went into Iraq the second time, what was one of the first things we did? Secured the oil fields to stop Saddam from doing that twice. So yeah, I mean, taking it is one thing. Keeping it is a different thing. JD Heel Fan for $5. What is going on with Cuba and the war on the cartels? Are we still blowing up drug boats? Great question. I don't think we've hit a drug boat in like 2 months. I can't remember the last time we hit a drug boat, to be honest with you, but it's been about 2 months. We are going to start significant land operations against the cartels with U.S. Special Operations units such as Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, things of that nature. What are those operations going to look like? I don't honestly know. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend. My assessment, my educated assessment would be it's going to be targeted hits on cartel leaders. And you're going to see guys coming in wearing night vision in the middle of the night, kicking in doors and just smoking cartel leaders. It'll be like the Maduro raid, but easier because the cartel leaders are not guarded by a significant military. I mean, Venezuela had a real military. Didn't make a difference at the end of the day. Didn't slow us down one bit. We didn't lose one guy. We had a couple guys who got hurt, but we didn't lose a single guy. So the drug boat strikes have seemed to have really slowed, and we will still go after the cartels, though. Hang on one second. All right. So we were speaking about China earlier. I want to show you guys something. This comes from Andy Stump's podcast because we've been doing a little bit more North Korea coverage because North Korea, nobody's paying attention to North Korea right now because everyone's focused on Iran. North Korea is building an insane amount of weapons. They're building new nukes, new ballistic missiles, new cruise missiles. They are building their first nuke-capable submarine. They have warships now that can launch nukes. But what if North Korea is also building a bioweapon that could wipe out people and could never be traced back? So this is from Andy Stump's Clear to Hot podcast, where this is actually talked about. So I'm going to play it, and then I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Let's watch what it said. Did I lose hold on one second.
Or whatever. Iran trying to release it. Before they release this bioengineered virus, they can develop a vaccine for it. So they develop the vaccine, stockpile it, then they release it over here.
Yeah,
and
sure.
the perfect country to do that is North Korea. They're already isolated. I'm surprised North Korea has not already done this. I will be shocked if they don't do it with AI very soon. It's perfect for them. They go from the bottom of the heap to being, after this deadly pandemic is over, they may be one of the most powerful nations on the earth.
Or the remaining nations on Earth, assuming that they target everybody except for North Korea, would turn on them and just pound them into oblivion.
Yeah, they don't know who did it, though. They have an agent release it. That's the other problem with that. That's why I say the Iranian threat over nuclear.
So right there, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? Do you think North Korea is actually going to build a bioweapon with the intent of releasing it on the United States of America? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Here, we'll just do a poll. So the poll we're at right now, 1,000 votes. 65% of you voted the USA will have victory. 8 say Iran will have victory, and 27% voted it will be a draw with no real conclusion. So we're going to do a new poll. Hold on. All right. Will North Korea use a bioweapon on the United States of America? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And we've got more information with the plane. Hang tight. Hang tight. So right now, we're watching this unknown plane that left Mashhad and appears inbound to Tehran. So here it comes. Let's see what altitude it's at. It is at 6,600 feet. This is why we have to crater the runways. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. We're watching it in real time. I cannot believe this. All right, we got DDJE4WZ for $20. Thank you very much. Make Dusty the dog t-shirt on the boat crossing the Delaware with George Washington in honor of America 250. Thanks much for your devotion to bringing us the truth. God bless you and yours, our troops in America. Absolutely. Cheers to America. We are going to have Dusty merch. It is coming up. It's supposed to be done in less than 2 weeks. I say supposed to be because, well, you guys know how life is. Until it's actually done, wait, what is, am I hearing that we have someone making extremely racist comments in the chat? Hold on. Did the moderators miss it? You can't be doing that stuff. It's bad for the channel, and now I have to go in and... All right, this is a troll. I have him. I have him. He's been placed on timeout. So I saw those comments. I saw the warnings. Here's why people come in here and do that. Because they know if they say insane stuff, they're posing as a right winger. They want people to believe that. That's not what it is. What it is are people trying to get this video taken down. Because if you say enough crazy things in the chat, racist things, death threats, things like that, YouTube will pull the video down. That is what they are doing. They are trying to come in here and get the video pulled down because they do not want the truth going out there. So that is what they do. They come in here, they cause all sorts of problems, and I got them. The sniper team has been doing a good job. They missed that one. But don't worry. I came in from the top. We hit him with a little ICBM strike, and we got him out of here to make sure those problems do not continue. So right now, we are monitoring in real time an unknown aircraft, an unknown Iranian aircraft taking off from the bunker region of Iran, appearing to be landing in Tehran. I would expect us to lose it on radar here shortly. So yes, to the super chat question. We're going to make a lot of ideas with Dusty. And it should be done in about 2 weeks' time. It better be done in 2 weeks' time. And we will see. And then we'll keep it all. We'll keep what you guys like. We'll have a couple different versions. I'm wearing my USA shirt right now, actually. All right, here we go. Has it landed? It appears the plane has been put down. Yes. Okay, so the unknown aircraft has landed in Tehran. Again, why are we letting this happen? For what purpose could this possibly do any good? It's crazy to me. Also, did you guys see this? This is the wreckage of the F-15, one of the ejector seats with wreckage of the plane that is now on display in Iran. They put the plane wreckage. Hold on. I just saw a message come in. I don't know who that was directed at, but this right here, what you're looking at, is the wreckage of the U.S. F-15 that was shot down. So they want to put that in a museum. You know what I say? Bomb the museum. If they want to put that on display, it's disgusting. It's enraging to American patriots like we are. Blow the museum up. It makes me sick. All right, let's go to the poll. So you guys are split 50-50 on whether or not you think North Korea will use the bioweapon on America. Split 50-50 on whether or not the bioweapon will be used. Hang tight here. We are looking at more information as it floods in. So stay with me. I am looking, and I do want to just say to you guys, there's a lot of topics out there right now in the media that are a distraction. I'm going to pull this off the screen for a second. They are a distraction. They are meant to get you distracted from what's really going on in this, in the world, in this country. And I would encourage you all to not. All right, we have a second Chinese plane coming in. Hold on. We have a second Chinese plane is coming in at this hour. A second Chinese plane has arrived from Shanghai. All right. We're going to zoom out. You're going to see its flight path from the East China Sea. That is right, folks. We are watching in real time a second Chinese plane, a flight from China operated by Iran, is inbound at this time. It is flying at 37,000 feet over the Caspian Sea. So we're going to do a new poll now. That ended at 50-50. Should we close Iran's airspace? We've got, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kun Taken T Cat Zoe for $2. Scott Ritter said that Iran is winning the war. Well, Scott Ritter is an effing idiot. So don't listen to a word Scott Ritter says. He is a clown and one of the dumbest people with access to the internet. He is one of the dumbest people with access to the internet. Unbelievable. So here we go. Another plane southbound through the Caspian Sea. making its way towards what it likely is Tehran at this hour. We're watching in real time. I don't get it. I fundamentally do not get it. But here's what I was going to tell you before we hopped on this latest plane. A lot of people in the media, most of them, are liars and cowards. Liars, say it with me in the comments. Liars and cowards. Be very careful who you listen to. Be very careful who you trust. Like I've said before, I know all these people. I've seen what they're like behind closed doors. I know they don't believe anything. And I know in reality, very few of them are intelligent. And that's across the spectrum, ladies and gentlemen. It's really disgusting. And I see these people, and it just throws you into a rage because you know that people listen to them and then they form their opinions. And you can hate me or love me, but I think many of you would say that I am consistent and I'm honest, and many people are not. It's very disheartening. That I take your guys' trust in me incredibly seriously. I would never, ever abuse it. And it's just so unfortunate we have so many idiots with access to microphones and the internet, and this is what we get out of it. All right, the plane appears to be banking. It is slightly banking. Oh, man. Someone just sent me a photo of Dusty. I'm going to put this on the screen for you all. Maybe we'll put this on a shirt. By the way, guys, if you have any information to send me, send it to me at Instagram, David_Hookstead, bottom of your screen, X, D Hookstead. My DMs are wide open. Hit me with it there. All right, what do we think about this for a shirt design? America's 250. We got Dusty leading George Washington's troops across the Delaware. A lot of people are asking me to get my wife to find out about the runways. I'll see if she can ask Trump next time they talk. What do you think? Put W's in the chat if you think this would be a cool t-shirt design. Dusty, I think you guys like Dusty more than you like me, to be quite honest with you. And that's okay. That's okay. All right, we're going to go back to the plane here. So it is southbound. It is turning. Here it comes. It is turning. Hang tight, everyone. Hang tight. Everyone, hold with me. We are waiting on pins and needles here to see where this plane is headed. If you haven't already liked the video, give it a like right now. Give it a like right now. As we go here. So here it comes. We are very curious where this is going. All right, we got Gary Schreiber. I don't think Little Kim will use bio. Too many ally citizens of China and Russia and other countries that support North Korea. This move would definitely end North Korea by their supporters. I agree with you if people knew it came from North Korea. But in that clip we played, the theory is they would develop it, their borders would be locked down, and then they would have an agent leave the country and start it somewhere else so that it could never be traced back to North Korea. But I agree with you. I don't think it's likely. I have no doubt they have bioweapons. 1,000%. It is a guarantee you can take to the bank that North Korea has bioweapons. Having them and using them, though, are two different things. I don't think they're going to use them, at least not yet. Although they did just move tactical nukes to the DMZ, or within range of the DMZ, I should say. So North Korea, guys, I'm going to start talking about North Korea more on the channel because North Korea is blowing up in terms of the things they are doing. And also, this video, we're going to switch from the plane real quick. This video was released today of an American Apache helicopter near Keshem Island in Iran. Let's go full screen. So right there, you can see the American Apache helicopter right off Keshem Island in Iran, likely running a combat air patrol mission. Fascinating footage. Absolutely crazy. All right, here we go. We got Half-Ass Homestead, one of our snipers on the moderator team. The Pentagon just signed a $57 billion contract. Hold on, I had some buzzing in my ear to build our military stockpiles up at a 400% rate faster than they can today. Yeah, that's good. Yes, I saw that we did do that. Good. Build. Build them up. Build them up. Better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them. It's kind of like carrying a gun for self-defense. If you need a gun for self-defense and you don't have one, you're probably dead, right? If you have one and nothing bad happens, doesn't matter. You're just fine. You go home, you live your life. Same thing with military weapons. Better to have them in unlimited numbers and never need to use them than need them and not have them. Because if you need them and you don't have them, you are cooked. So thank you very much, Half-Ass Homestead. Big supporter of the channel and great news to hear we are continuing to build up. We got Gary Panet for $10. Now we know China is resupplying and empowering Iran to drag this war out. Absolutely they are. China wants this war to go on for as long as possible. They want this war to drag on, and they want to turn it into another Vietnam, which is why allowing them to rearm is such a stupid thing to do. And we shouldn't. So yeah, China wants this they want to deplete our resources, bog us down so that ultimately when they go for Taiwan, we're not strong enough to stop them. That's what that's about. So you are 100% correct. Speaking of China, let's go back to the flight. So it is closing in on one airport here. Let me know where you think the plane is going in the chat. Let me know who you think is on it. Hang tight with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. We are holding at this moment. All right, we are closing in on an airport. We are closing in on an airport. Is this where it is going? We got a big super chat, but I'm going to wait to see if it's coming here or if it is passing to another unknown location. Hold tight. Here it is. Is it going to land? Where is this plane? It appears it is. Is it going to land, or is it going to blow past this airport into the mountain regions? We are watching closely at this hour. I feel like we're waiting to see if an interceptor is going to hit it. Obviously, it's not because we're letting these planes land. But is it going to this airport? Hold on. Here it comes. We are probably 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it has blown past the airport. It has blown past the airport. It is onward to a secondary location. It is now over the mountains. So there you go. It is not landing on the coastline. It is going elsewhere. Whew, man, I'm getting hot. I am getting hot. All right, we're going to pull this down. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We got some super chats to get to. We got Fun Eagle 45 Soren 51 back again with another $20. Thank you very much. You do a great job, David. It is appreciated. Please use any of your connections to come up with an answer to why airspace is not shut down. You have a great membership, and we're all looking for an answer. I'm gonna start making some phone calls. I don't have a choice. Right now in the poll, 95% of you have voted. You want to see the airspace shut down. 95% of you have voted. You want to see the airspace shut down. This is what it is about. No fly zone, no functional airports. I'm going to get an answer. And the only theory I've been told that I think is actually possible is we are letting these planes land, and then with our satellites and drones, monitoring where the cargo goes. So we know where their ammunition depots are. We know where their secret stockpiles are, and then we can go blow them up if necessary. But the problem is that stuff's going to keep constantly getting moved. They're not dumping it in one location and letting it sit there. It is constantly being moved. So it's frustrating. I will make some phone calls. I'll talk to my wife. We'll see if we can get Trump on the phone, and if he can give us an answer. If not to me, maybe to my wife specifically. We got $2 from Bernard. Don't let them fly. That's what everyone's saying. Don't let them fly. Patriot Free, $10. Has anybody raised the red flag about the three signing the defense agreement, Saudi, Turkey, and Pakistan? It's real creepy. Yeah, it's also not, it's not real. Listen, people have wanted to talk about this defense agreement a lot. Here's the fact of the matter. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. Saudi Arabia will do what we tell them to do. Saudi Arabia will always back the United States over any other country, not in the region, but in the world. Why? Because the United States military is the only reason Saudi Arabia exists. It is the only reason pretty much all of our allies in the Middle East exist. So they can have their little agreements. They can do their photo ops. It means nothing. It means literally nothing, because at the end of the day, when the American president gets on the phone and tells the Saudis to do something, they're going to do it. So if we tell them, hey, we don't want you doing X, Y, and Z with Pakistan or Turkey, whatever it might be, they're not going to do it. Why? Because they need us. They desperately need the United States, just like all of our allies in the Middle East. If we pulled our defense umbrella from the Middle East and we pulled all of our military aid that we give Jordan, Israel, the list goes, Saudi Arabia, the list goes on and on. Those countries would be cooked overnight, literally. So, and we've seen the damage that Iran was able to do. Now imagine the damage they could do if we weren't there defending them. All right, we got another one. Jam the flights with our vast arsenal of jamming equipment. Yeah, literally do anything other than letting them do what we're doing right now. Speaking of jamming, did you guys see this? This is actually a great segue. Russia, I talked about this in a previous video. Russia jammed a Delta Airlines flight over the Bering Sea. That is right. A U.S. civilian flight was jammed by Russia over the Bering Sea. Anyone else got a problem with that? Anyone else got a problem with that? Why are we letting the Russians jam U.S. commercial flights GPS? So yeah, let's whatever it takes to stop their planes should be done. And again, guys, if you're just joining, I'm going to pull this off the screen. If you're just joining, make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed to the page, and make sure that if you have anything you want to send me, give me a follow on Instagram, David_Hookstead, XD Hookstead. Email is hooksteadbusiness at gmail.com. Let me make sure I actually have that right. Hooksteadbusiness at gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. If you have tips, so I just put it in the chat for everyone. That is an email. A lot of you guys asked for my email. That is the email, hooksteadbusiness at gmail.com. If you have tips, business stuff, whatever it might be, let me know there. And I have something really cool I'm going to show you that a fan just sent me, a viewer just sent me. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you here shortly, but just give me 1 second. Maybe China will coordinate a bio attack with Kim. I would say the sign would be a message saying all China citizens leave America, followed by Russian citizens, June 2028 for bio virus survivability. Yeah, guys, you got to remember, our enemies hate us. They hate us. They would do anything to watch America crumble, which is why we need a well-funded military. If you think China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran will show us any mercy of any kind on if things go wrong in this country, they will step on our dead bodies and they will twist the knife even more. Our enemies will do anything to bring our glorious country to its knees. So it would not surprise me one bit if China and North Korea and Russia team up for a coordinated effort against the United States of America. I pray it doesn't happen. I don't want it to happen. And people are saying, what are the defenses for a bioweapon? There are no defenses for a bioweapon. If you don't have the vaccine, you're done. You're completely done. So that is what makes bioweapons so unbelievably terrifying. All right, I'm going to put this on the screen. This came from a viewer. Send it to me on Instagram. Again, Instagram, David_Hookstead, XD Hookstead. This was her dogs watching the show, and one of her dogs, a dog by the name of Betsy, climbed up on the TV to get a look at Dusty. How cute is that? Let me know what you think about that in the chat below. This is tonight. A viewer's dog literally trying to climb the TV to get a look at Dusty on the screen. That is one of the coolest photos I've seen in a long time. That is a great picture. That is a wonderful, wonderful picture. Man, almost puts a tear in your eye. Yes, people are saying Dusty has a girlfriend now. What a great, if you have cool photos of you watching the show, send them to me. If you send it to me, I will play it on the show for everyone to see. And I must say, the night vision goggles in that photo, they're looking good on the screen. They're looking good on the screen. All righty. Let's see if we have any updates coming in. All right, we have another plane in the air. Hang tight. The plane from China has disappeared. I repeat, the plane from China has disappeared. At this point in time, we do not know where it went. Let me get this up on the screen for you. The Chinese plane, which was right here by the Caspian Sea, has disappeared. This plane is leaving the country. It is headed to the Turkish coast. So that likely not that suspicious. But the Chinese plane, shortly after crossing into the mountains, completely disappeared. We do not know its location at this time. Stay with me here. We are looking. We are looking for any information of where these planes are bound for. Oh, session timed out. No big deal. We'll pull this off the screen for now till we see if more planes are coming in. So stay with me. Stay with me here. Okay, hold on. We have a situation unfolding in real time. President Trump in Ohio. Fighter jets have been scrambled to the president's location. Fighter jets have been scrambled to the president's location in Ohio. F-16s after a plane has violated the airspace around Trump. So this goes to show, again, we are in a heightened state of alert. It says North American Aerospace Defense Command F-16s intercepted a flight violating the temporary flight restrictions in place for President Donald Trump's visit to Geneva, Ohio tonight, prompting fighters to deploy flares that were visible from the ground. The intercept occurred at 6:15, so 2.5 hours ago. The aircraft ultimately escorted safely out of the area. NORAD says the flares were used to attract the pilot's attention or communicate and burn out quickly without posing a danger. So right now, fighter jets were scrambled to the president's. Hold on. We have a death threat. We have a death threat in the chat. I see it right here. We have a death threat in the chat. We're going to go ahead and screenshot that. I'm sure that the FBI would love to see that. You know, I thought we were going to be able to get through here without much, but nope, we have a death threat in the chat. Oh, they tried to delete their comment too. Don't worry about it. We got it. So there you go. You come in here with your death threats. You come in here saying crazy things. It's not going to be tolerated. Guys, and again, make sure you're liking the video. And make sure you're subscribed. So wild situation unfolding as fighter jets have been scrambled to President Trump's location after a plane violated the airspace around him. Fortunately, it sounds like it's nothing too crazy. Sounds like it's nothing too insane. But given the situation we are in right now with the threats against him, there's nothing that, we can really take for granted. It's a sad sign of the times we're living in, but it is a sign of the times. So stay with me as we try to see what information is coming in as fighter jets scrambled to President Trump's location. And remember, I said he has to play golf now. with air defense systems surrounding him. Absolutely insane situation unfolding. I can't believe that idiot came in here with a death threat, then didn't think I'd already have it screenshotted and thought he could just delete his message. Well, too late. Too late. You got sniped and you got screenshotted. Not going to be tolerated. Is there another death threat right now? Hold on. Who said it? Who said it? Hold up. Oh my gosh. So we got fighter jets scrambling. North Korea has launched missiles. North Korea, I literally was just talking about North Korea, literally talking about the problems. We have missiles in the air from North Korea. North Korea fired unidentified ballistic missiles earlier tonight towards the Sea of Japan, landing outside the Japanese exclusive economic zone in the second such launch by the North in less than a week, according to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff. So North Korea is firing missiles at this time in the area of Japan. Keep the super chats coming. I know we got a lot of things going on right now. So literally 10 minutes after I'm talking about North Korea, they have launched missiles off the coast of Japan. The missiles did not strike Japan, but they came off their coast. So we right now, I'm actually gonna all right, hold on. Now the Chinese flight has reappeared. The Chinese flight has reappeared and is now bound. I can't tell where it's going. So the mysterious plane from China that disappeared is now back. We're living in crazy times, folks. Absolutely crazy times. So you can see it dipped off radar. It entered the mountain regions and then disappeared. Unreal. So in the past 5 minutes, we now have news. Fighter jets scrambling to Trump's location. North Korea firing missiles off the coast of Japan. And the latest flight from China has reappeared on radar. Hold tight with me. Stay tight with me. All right, it is turning now. It appears to be heading to this airport. Let's check its altitude. It is at 5,000 feet, so it is putting down at this airport right here at the Khamenei International Airport. Again, we do not know what it is bringing from China. We got a super chat from Right Wing Gun Nut for $10. Dave, tell them haters like Billy the Kid said, I'll make you famous. Well, you come in here with death threats. Listen, I've lived an interesting life, let's just say. I talk about a small portion of it. I don't talk about most of it. There ain't a person on the planet who's going to say something to me on YouTube and do anything other than make me laugh and hand the information over to the feds. Then you know what's going to happen. The feds are going to show up at your house at 6 a.m. in the morning, maybe wearing night vision goggles like those, kick in your front door with an arrest warrant and drag you out in your underwear, haul you into court, and then you'll be spending some time in the big house, the federal penitentiary. I'm hard to kill. And I'm also hard to find, which makes things nice. But any of these clowns in the comments threatening me, friends and foes, trust me when I say, if you're going to show up, you better bring a whole lot of people with you. And even if you get me, the people who are going to come for you and the things they're going to do, you will wish all that happened was that you got dragged into court. You will be praying all that happened is the judge smacks the gavel and sends you to federal prison. That's the best case outcome. The worst case outcome is significantly different and not something that can be discussed on YouTube. All right, so it appears the plane is going down. The unknown Chinese plane is landing at Khamenei Airport. So yes, it is touching down again with unknown passengers, unknown cargo. And we are following it in real time. We got $2 from Inspirational Hopscotch. No message attached. Thank you very much. All right. I'm looking for updates. We are looking for updates right now. Hang tight. Hang tight. Hold with me here. Yes, the plane is going down. The plane is down. And it has landed or is in the process of landing. So yet another Chinese plane has, oops, my computer's starting to get whacked out. All right, so we're going to pull that off the screen for a moment. But there is something I want to check as we pull this down. So hang tight, everyone. So we know North Korea has launched missiles now. And as I expected, the airspace over the Sea of Japan where the missiles went down, there's not one plane in the sky. There's not one plane in the sky where North Korea launched. They've cleared the airspace, getting everybody out of the way. We've got Keandre Graham, greetings from Sheboygan. Go Pack on Wisconsin and go Pack. Well, I love the Badgers. Got my Wisconsin helmet right over my shoulder. But I got a Lions helmet down here. So I'm not a Packers fan. I'm not a Packers fan in any sense of the word. But I do love Packers fans. They're very entertaining people. So yes, the airspace has been cleared around North Korea following the launch of ballistic missiles. So the plane is down. What do we got going on in the chat right now? Is someone coming in again? I'm looking. Oh, man. I didn't think we'd have to come monitor such a serious situation tonight, but here we are. Yeah, guys, let me know your favorite NFL team or college team. Let me know your favorite NFL or college team. In the chat. Looks like we got some heated debates in the chat right now. I love to see it as long as they're not threatening anyone. That's what it is. We got the Lions, we got the Bills Mafia, the Eagles, the Tennessee Vols. All right, we are looking to see what is going on here as the situation continues to develop. Unreal. All right, we're going to check the radar one more time. We're going to sweep the radar. Let's see if any more planes have flooded into Iran at this hour. It does not appear any more are coming in from China. If they are, their radar is off. Or their tracking beacon, I should say, is off. All right, we got Okie Dokie for $20. I think the reason we aren't bombing the airstrips is so we can monitor what's landing, and if they couldn't land there, they'll land somewhere better to know. Where then not to know is what I'm thinking. It would be a waste of munitions. Yeah, I floated that theory earlier. Maybe we're letting them land just so that we can track them and we can figure out where they're going. And then we know where they're hiding all their stuff. That is a very real possibility. It is a very, very real possibility that is indeed what is going on. And you know what? If that's what the military planners say is our best course of action, if they say, hey, let us track these guys, we think that's a way where we are able then to get a better grasp of the situation, then so be it. All right, we're going to do our last poll of the night, I think. Very possible that is what is going on. Okay, we got more super chats. Sean Ryan's podcast had a couple of guests who were confirming countries such as Iran, China, Russia are developing bioweapons. There are even private biotech labs from these countries in America. Let me know what episodes those were to watch. I've never one-on-one spoken with Sean. Sean knows who I am, and obviously I know who Sean is. I'll be honest with you. I like Sean. He seems like a nice guy. Everyone I know who knows him personally and is friends with him likes him. But somebody, I don't know if I've talked about this before. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Give me a second to think about it. Sean, okay, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to keep the details broad. Number one, let me know what episode so I can look it up. 2, Sean Ryan let a guest go on his show and lie to him about me. Lie to him about me and never corrected the record. Ever. I had to send emails to then Sean's producer proving that I hadn't done the things I was accused of. I had proof. And Sean never corrected the record. And to be honest with you, I wish he had publicly. Now, having said that, Sean didn't know it was false. Sean didn't know that someone was making up lies about me. How could he? How could he, right? We don't know each other. We've never spoken. But when Sean let a guy go on his show and lie about me, I'll be honest with you, that pissed me off. That pissed me off. And I was very disappointed in that. And I think something should have happened. I think I was owed a public apology. I didn't get a public apology. But, and I have no personal beef with Sean. I'm not out to get Sean. I think, again, Sean, he's got a really big show. He's got a really popular show. But when he let that guy lie about me, that did piss me off. And it was a lie that was so false and so wrong and so reputational damaging that I couldn't let it go. I had to send the proof. I did send the proof, and I thought maybe they'll correct the record, and they never did publicly. If I remember correctly, I think they might have apologized privately, but this was a long, long time ago. So anyways, that's my opinion of Sean Ryan. I got nothing against him. He seems like a nice enough guy. That was really disappointing. All right, hold on. We have another plane in the air. We have another plane in the air out of Iran. Right here. Unknown location. It is leaving Tehran with no scheduled flight plan and no final destination known. Hang tight. All righty. Debate this. BBQ pork ribs, smashed tater tots, and green beans. That's dinner in Alaska now. I've never been to Alaska. That sounds like a hell of a dinner, though. I had a bratwurst for dinner tonight. I had a bratwurst. It was very good. I cooked it previously in the cast iron skillet. So, are you telling me I need to go try that out? Apparently someone named Jess unsubscribed from the show tonight, or maybe unsubscribed from Sean Ryan. I don't know. Are you saying that I should go to Alaska and try that out? Hold on. What is going on? Oh, I think this Twinkle Star 129 is not talking about me. I think she's talking about Sean Ryan. I think she's talking about Sean Ryan. So if it is, maybe a little misunderstanding there. All right, but we have another plane in the air. Another plane is in the air, westbound, northwestbound, out of Tehran to an unknown location. So we are monitoring that. We have a bunch of super chats to bang out. We got Shaylin. I'm going to butcher that. I'm sorry, dude. Lulu Alice. Shayin Lulu Alice. Dusty for president 2028. Go Pack Go. I think Dusty would make a fine president. Time to teach China a lesson. Stop doing business and stop paying our debt. Well, we need to figure, I believe in paying your debt. You got to pay your debt. But there's no reason our supply chain needs to be intertwined with China. There's no reason our supply chain should be intertwined with China's at all. At all. So, yeah, we need to teach China a lesson. All right, I do want to clarify something. Twinkle Star 129 was not talking about me. She has clarified her comments were about Sean Ryan. So anyone that was giving her a hard time, I saw a lot of you in the comments. Her comments were not directed at me. She says she loves me. Her comments were directed at Sean Ryan. I believe Jessa also said her comments were also directed at Sean Ryan. So if that's the case, just clarify a little bit next time so people know. Yes, Jess is saying Sean Ryan, unsubscribe from Sean Ryan. We always want to be accurate here. All right, we got Ted McCabe for $10. Yeah, I believe that he owes you an apology publicly. A lie is a lie. And a man should admit it, and he's responsible for what goes on to a show. Yeah, I agree. It was a long time ago. I'm obviously not going to get one. And again, I don't think he had any malicious intent. he did not know the truth. I think his eyes have been open to the truth in general about what happened for that specific incident. But it was disappointing when he allowed that guest to just say those things. Not just about me, by the way. That guest did not just make comments about me. He made comments about other people as well. And I think Sean Ryan should have asked for definitive proof, which he did not. Then he didn't correct the record after the fact. So if Sean and I ever meet in person, I will very politely bring that up. I have 3 female Shih Tzus. They bark at Dusty, so he might be a ladies' man. Well, take a picture of him barking at Dusty and send it to me. Thanks, David, for what you do. I am very concerned about the potential bioweapon situation and Iran possibly being propped up on a nuke development. Yeah, well, we all should be concerned. It's a very concerning situation. And the fact of the matter is that our enemies are going to keep building new weapons. And our enemies, unlike America, they don't care how many people get killed in the process. They do not care how many of their own people get killed. They do not care clearly how many of us get killed. They just want death and destruction. That is all they want. That is all they want. And I think that the bioweapons, the nukes, all of it, it's a scary time to be alive. It's a very scary time to be alive. And I just, we have to have clear minds. We have to think through what we're doing. Hold on one second. Oh, I see. I think I see. Is there another sickly? So there's 2 sicklies. Okay. I realize now. So there's 2 of them. One is... All right. If I got to snipe this guy, I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't think I won't do it. He can go ahead and watch for now. We just hit him. I saw a couple concerning comments. I'm not going to spend all night looking at them, but, well, hey, send me a photo of your dog watching Dusty and I'll show it on the show. Anyone who sends a photo of their dog watching Dusty, and we will, of course, show that on the channel. All right, guys, we got one super chat here. We got Rusty Dangler right there for $10. No message attached. So I do apologize because I think there were 2 people with very similar screen names, and I thought one was coming after me. It turned out to be a different person. So I apologize for calling out the real person. Hey, if I get something wrong, I'm an adult man. If I get it wrong, I'm going to admit to you I got it wrong. I had my eyes on the wrong target. We then identified the right target. We damn near had a friendly fire incident. Didn't happen. We hit the real target. So they are gone forever. Guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. We've been at this for 2 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. Please, before you go, if you have not already liked the video, like the video. If you have not already subscribed to the page, subscribe to the page. And if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, David_Hookstead and XD Hookstead, make sure you give me a follow on both of those as well. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure. I will see you all tomorrow, Wednesday. Video posting schedule might be a little off. We're actually doing a photo shoot. Can't get into the details, but a crack photography team is being sent to the studio. So we have a photo shoot to do tomorrow, but I will post videos in between the photo shoot. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll go nods out. To end the stream.